in which to solve this silly puzzle. Let's go.
What the hell was that?
He's running at me.
So tart.
What the hell was that?
So what do I do?
Came out of this paint.
The damn painting. Okay. Why did that take me so many deaths to figure out? The fuck knows.
What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
I'm such a good runner.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Hurry your ass up. Get the fuck out of here.
Damn it! I have to use a specific dagger. even touch it.
Oh, shit. Well, I think I know which one I need to use. I just need to find it.
What the hell was
Right
that?
on my way in here. I think it's the one that's like right next to the front door.
Maybe I can use this dagger. This dagger didn't work.
Well, process of elimination, eh? Yeah, duh.
What the hell was that?
So I tried that one. I haven't tried that one. Tried that one. Just like the other ones. Okay, sure. Okay. Edge.
Down. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Not that one. Oh, and I'm about to die. I died. Okay. Okay, so I think that it is in the other room because I didn't see any that looked exactly like that one dagger. Trying again.
What the hell was that?
Okay. Bitch. Was it in chapter 1? Inventory. Knowledge. Unsit here. That's what it should look like. Someone left it behind when he went with the other hearted man. Okay. I believe you.
Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it! This dagger didn't work. Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Far from the possession. The guard carries a strange esotericism.
This dagger looks different.
It's gotta be this. Son of a bitch. No, stab it in the face. Hey. Oh no, I'm gonna get sucked into you.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing, I was
You
just
sure
gonna
you won't be needing
decapitate
that
my
hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Okay, so let's sleep with the tent rather than our nice couple.
Let's go pay the library a visit. Shall we? Oh shit. Ring for the gods! Shit. Our man has probably been killed.
Where's the book? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Yay. That's not... That's a different type of medicine, especially in this area.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Linguistics. I love the library. Find all kinds of good stuff here. That's cool. More history. Oh.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Scientology? No. Would you read the book? Why, yes, I would.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Oh, it's the Shambler. Knowledge is power.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Oh, definitely.
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Oh dear.
What the... Charles Hawkins?
Oh.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Why did I go?
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
The page reads to be hidden here. Seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother. She is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be hidden in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver it to its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of the safe. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I better not touch it.
But I am touching it. I want to touch it.
It's on fire, brah. Alright, let's go to the mountain. Oh, let's just go hiking.
Cylinders. Can I take the crowbar? Please. Okay. Okay. Oh, that would be in my inventory. Wait, maybe it's not. Where's the cylinder? Why do things keep going missing? I don't like this.
There's a lot about this game to complain about, but I have been enjoying this just fucking running around and doing whatever. Like, what did you expect to like have a storyline and just follow it? But also having like
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Probably.
see like the only thing I
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
but in two worlds, like the combat was really good for that time frame, and also there was like a leveling type deal. You didn't really get a class, you just picked like something to focus on. And it gave you a
Arkham editions.
yeah, you get the focus on which
Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Things that should not be.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
Stop it.
Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection?
2, 3.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Key of Solomon. 5.
Arkham Editions.
6.
Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection?
8.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
9.
Never heard of him.
Okay, so 9. That would be A. Oop. Oh.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
How am I going to listen to them?
Things are not looking good. A kind of chalice.
Why does this guy have so many skulls lying around? It just...
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay, the red rocks on the Grail. How many red
The
rocks?
chalice of knowledge.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Three. Unless you count the queen. Or the king.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me.
8.
Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay. 5, 3, 9.
What did Drake say about this collection?
This one is... Okay.
Wait, I think we went the wrong way. We're supposed to look for the door.
Let's give it a try. First try. So sour. It's on my face. He can see you. Oh no. Oh no. Did I just teleport?
You're at Kingdom's Conflux Path.
In the nameless book, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lay inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. The Necronomicon.
The currency, silver coins, have a weight. Oh, lady, are you back? Torture system.
Oh boy. Here we go. And he doesn't kill.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
Said how you spell fetal.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry
sounds
out,
like he's dead.
and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will. I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
Oh boy.
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
OD?
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
Oh.
So, Doctor,
Parasites.
an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Ringworm.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
No.
Whatever
Parasites.
it is,
Oh
this
God, I
man
hope he's
has
not
something
pregnant.
inside him that shouldn't be
butt
there.
babies.
We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation.
Blanche.
You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
He's turning into a sea creature.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Sure.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
Yes.
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
You're a penis face. Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
I'm sure there's plenty of evidence.
I disapprove of Fuller's methods, but his treatments have saved more lives than I can count.
And Mr. Blake? You said yourself he was dying.
I don't know what to think for now. What I'm sure of is that Fuller is hiding something from us. And I need to know what that is before I take a chance exposing him.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Mum is the word.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects. This place draws you in and never lets you go. Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Nobody wants to sleep anymore because they keep seeing Cthulhu in their dreams.
Doctor, please, My chest!
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation.
Could we just, do something about that
Nurse?
instead of talking about it?
Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Hay fever. What's he doing here? Why did nobody tell me about her admission? Mrs. Sanders?
She looks dead to me. Holy shit. That was fast.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
The one that hides the smuggling business.
Oh no, not them. They don't go on that side of the island. Everyone in his place. The captain on one side, Cat on the other, and me. Well, I've been to the whaling station, I have.
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
Oh. And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just sleep a bit more.
Okay. Nope. More sleeping pills. Oh.
What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Well, I guess I know where that is now.
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor. And as to his weight loss?
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
Tell me your symptoms.
I have headaches. And I can't sleep.
Do you suffer from insomnia?
No. Look, I don't want you to laugh at me.
Ethan, if you don't trust me, then who?
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night.
What?
It seems stupid, I know, but they're
I'm never
terrible.
going to get it.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Dr. Colden. Do you want something?
Questions and answers. Apparently I'm a master in medicine. Mr. Wait. Oh.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
I saw him, yes. It's always the same thing. They bring them up, without any explanation, with a multitude of self-inflicted injuries. We take care of the wounds, and then they leave. Each time, I feel like I'm sending them back to hell.
Their affliction is not our responsibility. You cannot save everybody, Doctor.
In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
Well, I know where the boiler room key is.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory. Please, the few...
Okay, okay. I just wanted to look around. Jeez.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation. Let's hope I can go through the administration office. I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Yet.
I have little time for you, Doctor. you'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute, where do you think you're going?
Who the fuck do you think you are, bitch?
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Of course you will. Milkshake. A medium? I noticed that. I was like, I don't know about this. My milkshakes bring the boys to the island. Their life is better than yours. Ah, yeah. Milkshake. Oops. Ah! Basically, I kind of feel like I want to knock her ass out. Pretty sure that's that one nurse that injected me while I was in a bad state. I haven't gone back in time, have I? Bathrooms.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well,
it's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
now I have a reason to go into the boiler room. Jesus Christ. Need to go get that key. I think that my mother got it for me on by accident. I have no idea why. And I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to like freeze half of it. 'Cause there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish all of this.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Am I gonna put Elizabeth on the fucking... I'm mean. Clearly. Oh, I'm too
I can't
weak.
shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Okay.
You're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan?
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl.
Ugh. The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait.
We've been
to see
waiting
the
to be
next time
restocked
the
for
water's
weeks.
cut off. It's a real show.
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
For real.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so
It's a toilet. Ah, wrench!
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself, and keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
Very well. At least I'll know where to find you.
Back to the boiler room.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
There's a shoe in that drawer. That's a little weird.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
Abilities? Abilities? What abilities? Oh.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later.
Oh.
I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Rose? What? Or maybe they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement. I should go another way.
Oh boy. Well, that was really fucking weird.